should have never bought that doll for my daughter. I didn't bring home a toy, but an entity.
Being a single father teaches you to fight. I fought against the bills, the exhaustion, the loneliness. But my daughter Sophia's happiness was the reward. So, when I saw that porcelain doll in a second-hand shop, I knew it was the perfect gift. It had an ancient face with fine cracks and glass eyes that looked like they'd seen too much. Sophia named her Amelia, and with that name, she invited a nightmare into our home. At first, it was just whispers. I'd hear Sophia's voice in her room, monotonous, telling secrets to the doll. Then, the silence. Hours of a heavy silence, where she would sit, her back to the door, motionless, with Amelia on her lap. She stopped answering when I called her Sophia. "My name is Amelia," she'd correct, in a vacant voice. "Sophia went to sleep." The real terror began when I saw her arm. She was in the living room, her back to me, wearing a short-sleeved dress. On the skin of her forearm were red lines, thin and precise. They were an exact map of the cracks on the doll's face. My entire body went cold. She had used the point of a school compass to mark herself, to make herself more like the toy. It wasn't a game anymore. It was a replacement. The doll wasn't possessed. It was a parasite, and it was feeding on my daughter, hollowing her out to create a new vessel. I had to save her. I stormed into her room. Sophia was sitting in the rocking chair, motionless. When I reached to take the doll from her lap, she turned. "Don't touch my real daughter," a guttural voice growled from Sophia's mouth. I grabbed the doll. It was cold as bone. Sophia let out a high-pitched, inhuman shriek and fell to the floor, convulsing. I ran out to the living room fireplace with that sound tearing the air behind me. Without hesitation, I threw Amelia into the fire. The porcelain began to crackle. The paint on the face bubbled and melted into a grotesque smile. And with every crackle from the fire, I heard a scream of pain from Sophia in the other room. It sounded as if she were the one burning. I closed my eyes, praying I had done the right thing. Finally, with one last pop, the doll's head exploded into shards, and silence fell upon the house. I ran back to the room. Sophia was curled up on the floor, crying. Real tears, the sobs of a frightened child. She looked up at me, with her own eyes back. "Daddy," she whispered. It had worked. I had saved her. Immense relief flooded through me. I went to the bathroom to splash some water on my face. I looked at my reflection in the mirror. The relief turned into a silent scream. My face, my skin. It was covered in fine, dark lines. The fire hadn't destroyed the curse. It had only transferred it. The cracks that once marked the doll were now on me. I saved my daughter, but the broken toy was now me.